Hello, this is Dr. Stephen Ruger, and I teach criminal justice and public safety courses at Mercer University, and I would like to talk to you for a few minutes about a possible summer course for you to take. The course in question is CRJS 390, Special Topics. So in this criminal justice class, the special topic is the field study to New York City. What I'm wanting to do is to take a group of approximately 10 to 12 students to New York City, and we're going to do what we call experiential learning, which is learning by experiencing. We will fly out of Atlanta's Hartsfield International Airport on Saturday, June the 23rd, and return on Thursday, June the 28th. Once we arrive in New York City, we will go to the hotel, drop our luggage off, and then we will begin the field study. Saturday afternoon and Sunday are where the culture of New York City comes to play. Since all of the government agencies are normally closed on the weekend except for emergency response, there's really no one in the field for us to meet. So this is an excellent opportunity for you to learn what it's like to live in New York, if not visit New York. The plan, in no particular order, for Saturday and Sunday will be visits to Times Square, Ground Zero, Battery Park, which is at the lower part of Manhattan. From Battery Park, we'll ride the Staten Island Ferry over to Staten Island, where you can get great pictures of the Statue of Liberty, of the Manhattan skyline, of the Brooklyn skyline. Over the weekend, we will also go to Grand Central Station, and I will also take you up to Central Park. I would also like for everyone to go to either the Metropolitan Museum of Art or the Natural History Museum. I think this is a wonderful time for you to see two of the nation, if not the world's, greatest museums. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday is when we meet with professionals in the field of criminal justice and public safety. I have done 9 of these trips before, and so I'm going to tell you a few of the places that we've visited in previous trips. Previously, I've taken students to meet with ICE, which is Immigration's Customs Enforcement, the FBI. We've toured the Metropolitan Correctional Center in Manhattan, which is the federal holding facility. Normally, we like to tour a secure juvenile detention facility. There's a nice one up in the Bronx for us to go to. We may try to go to the NYPD Police Museum, and one of the crown jewels for the trip, I think, would be the visit to the Red Hook Community Court. Red Hook is a neighborhood down in Brooklyn, and they have this wonderful community court, which is basically kind of like small town court, but right smack in the middle of New York City. While we're at the Red Hook Community Court, it's my wish that we can do some form of service learning, which is where you, as Mercer students, and I, as the faculty, can do something to give back to the city of New York, and specifically to the Red Hook community. So that's kind of what we're doing for the 5 days. The first couple of days, we are learning the culture of New York City. The last 3 days, we're meeting with professionals in the field of criminal justice and public safety. I'm trying to give you a broad approach. We're going to look at law enforcement. We will look at corrections. We will look at the courts. We will look at organizations that help people. Now, you may be wondering how much free time you have. You can basically look at it this way. We are in class, for lack of a better term, from around 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning, depending on what time we have to meet with people, until about 3 or 4 in the afternoon. So you have about 8 hours of class a day for 5 days. But beyond that, your free time is your own. So if we finish at 3 p.m. on a Monday and we don't have anything scheduled until 9 a.m. on Tuesday, you're free to do whatever you want. Just be safe and use the buddy system. I will help you find whatever it is you want to do. I would suggest that if you're going on the trip, you look to see what may be going on in New York when you're there. Possibly the Mets could be playing, or the Braves could be even in town. You never know. The Yankees may have a game going on. You might want to go to a Broadway play. You might want to go see a musical. There might be a concert you want to see. Think about all the different things that the city of New York has to offer. In your free time, you can do them all. Now, one of the questions that is always asked is, how much does all of this cost? Because yes, it's not free. You have to pay tuition, which covers your 3 hours of credit for the summer course. But then there's also a fee to cover the trip. Right now, the proposed cost, or the proposed fee for the trip is $1,200. And the reason I say proposed is that one of the things we have to look at is how much is airfare. And this is not a for-profit trip. Every dollar that you pay, we spend on the trip. And so I'm going to tell you that the cost of the trip is approximately $1,200. It could be a little bit more. Hopefully it could be a little bit less, just depending on what airfare is like once all the deposits are made and we buy the plane tickets. So what do I get for my $1,200, you may be wondering? Well, you get round-trip airfare from Atlanta Hartsfield International Airport to New York City. Odds are it will be LaGuardia Airport. You get 5 nights lodging in a hotel in New York. There will be 2 people per room, 2 students per room. We're not putting 4 in there. The hotel rooms are small, and some of you may not know each other, and there's no reason for you to have to share with people you don't really know that well. You also get lunch every day. We eat as a group at lunchtime because we're all together and it's easier to keep up with each other that way. You also get a subway pass for you to use while we're in New York City. The subway is our means of transportation while we're there. That's how we get everywhere we go. Well, that and walking, because it's a very pedestrian city. Transportation to and from the New York airport is also included in this. You have to get to Atlanta on your own. And finally, if we go to the Metropolitan Museum of Art or the Natural History Museum or anything like that, anything that the group does that is mandated that you go to will be covered. Anything that you do, the sightseeing you do on your own time, you have to pay for. So in a nutshell, the $1,200 gets you 5 nights lodging in New York City, which is a great deal in and of itself. Will also get you round-trip airfare, lunch every day, as well as a subway pass and a museum ticket. Now, you have to decide how much spending money to bring because only you know what you're going to do. You will be responsible for breakfast and your evening meal. What are the responsibilities of the student? Well, you have to go to every mandated formal meeting that is required. You must keep a daily journal and you have to write a small paper. There will be a class meeting before the trip and a class meeting after the trip. So the class meeting before the trip, we'll all get together and we'll talk about what is expected of you. I'll give you your book, etc., etc. And then after the trip, we will all meet and we'll have a debriefing and we'll talk about the trip. If you are interested in going on this trip, or if you would just like more information, please contact me at Ruegger_SE. That's RUEGGER_SE at mercer.edu, or you can call me in my office at 678-547-6484. I am hoping to have the students for this trip planned out within the next month so that we can go ahead and start collecting the deposits and get the trip planned. This is an excellent learning opportunity, and I really hope that some of you will go with me to New York so that I can show you what the City of New York has to offer and so that you can meet professionals in the field of criminal justice and public safety. Thank you.